What is going on, friends? Candace B here. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you are new here, hello, my name is Candace. Glad to have you here. If you're already subscribed, welcome back. Also so glad to have you here. I am so appreciative of you all, of course. You already know that. Today I am back with a trade review slash Forex analysis video, just preparing for the week ahead. This past week was a little bit tough. It was going smoothly until kind of midway, and then we kind of recovered at the end. So yeah, it was a bit of a roller coaster, but that happens when it comes to trading, and it all just depends on how you react to situations when it comes to trading. So it is all good, but I'm not going to make this video too long. So that being said, before we get into this video, I'm just going to need you guys to pause the video, scroll down, and hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. That's all I ask. That is all I ask, is for you to like. Actually, no, I also ask that you subscribe as well. Since you're already down there, you might as well stick around, hang out with me. I feel like I'm a vibe and you're a vibe, so you should subscribe because it's good vibes. That being said, let us get into this video. Alrighty, so we have GBP, JPY on the screen here, the lovely GJ here. And I took a total of 3, 6, 7 trades this week. I'll probably have to get my calendar out because I have the worst memory. But yeah, so pretty much GJ was in an uptrend this week, and last week I did mention in my trading analysis video that I was looking for long positions, and yeah, price definitely did give us that. Let me just go to my first trade real quick, scroll back. Overall, I lost 99 pips in the market this week, which is kind of hectic, but it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. That's all I can say. All right, so my first trade I took was the 8th of February. So that was a Tuesday, and it was just pre-London. Although I was looking for longs, I got kind of, I guess, sidetracked by the fact that there was a supply level here, and I simply just wanted to sell. I simply wanted to just take advantage of that opportunity. And because price was rejecting this zone here and it broke this previous structure, I thought that it would continue down at least to the next kind of zone, but it did not. It pulled back and we got stopped out. All good. Next trade I took here was the what time was it? It was during London session on the same day, the Tuesday. And another loss. I gave my bias a second chance. I did take another short, just seeing how price is reacting to this supply level, but it did push back up, and I should have known. Definitely wasn't a trade that I should have been in because one, I had already taken a loss for the day, but also just because like it's clear that we are going up. It's clear. So yeah, once I noticed though that we were going up, I did change my bias to buys, and another kind of mistake there. I wouldn't say a mistake because you do have to be fluid when it comes to trading, you know. Sometimes it's okay, especially for me. I feel like since I've already tested my bias twice, then it's okay for me to change my bias. That's just kind of how I am. So I did take a long position pretty much right after I closed out the short position, and just closed out in small profits. And this goes to show that maybe I should not have been in this trade, because if I wasn't ready to hold that trade to take profit or whatever the case may be, then it just goes to show that I shouldn't have been in the market. And it did pull back quite a bit, which is annoying, but I held on to it until it got into a little bit of profits and then I closed. So I feel like fear was definitely mixed into this trade. So definitely a learning lesson. Just, you know, stay on the market. It's always a learning lesson. It's especially when you already know, like, even when you already know things, it's just like a reminder. But yeah, so just helpful to review trades and kind of see where you went wrong too. I really do appreciate doing this. Next trade that I took was on the 9th, which would have been the Wednesday. And this was, so basically I didn't trade like all day. And then I traded just before pre-London, you know, just before midnight. I decided to enter a short. Let me show you guys the before. So this was the before when I was looking at the trade. This is basically what I saw. I saw price had pushed up, made a double top, And mind you, it wouldn't even have hit my take profit from the previous trade. But anyways, and once it made that double top, it started pulling back down into this zone here, and it was closing below it. It did pull back, but I kind of figured that that was kind of a bearish channel where it's kind of like it pulls back and then drops. So pretty much I was looking to sell. And once I saw it kind of retap this zone here, I shorted, and then it pushed all the way back up. So yeah, GJ is a beast. Definitely, I would say this was not good. Obviously, risk management. I had my stop loss set for one of the trades, and I swear I had them set for the others, but this just is a reminder to anyone out there, always double, triple, quadruple check that your stop losses are in place, especially if it's running overnight. And it really can happen to anyone, so let it just be a learning lesson to always make sure your risk is, your risk is set and is in place. But once I saw that, we were clearly pushing up, basically confirming my initial bias from last week, then I went with the flow. And it's kind of annoying because even though I gave my bias for shorts a chance twice at the beginning of the week, I did not give it a second chance when I was doing longs, because I had already changed my bias to longs at this point. This should have been a buy, long story short. But anyways, ended up just waiting a bit, waiting for price to kind of pull back, and then I entered a buy, and I essentially recovered this entire trade. No biggie. Then I kept it moving. This was, by the way, on February 10th, so that would have been the Thursday. This was held overnight, basically, this Wednesday trade, and then Thursday during New York session, I traded this here. And then next trade I took was on the 11th, which was the Friday. At this point, price had reversed completely, created lower highs, lower lows. Mind you, I'm on the 15-minute just to show kind of more detail. And when it got back underneath this zone and closed underneath it, I entered a short. Should have waited for the pullback, which is literally my strategy, but I entered impulsively and it reversed and it hit my stop loss. Good thing is, luckily, I quickly learned from this trade that, triple check your stop losses, and I did. And so it hit my stop loss, whatever it is, what it is. Last trade I took was on the 11th as well. So if this was during pre-London, this was just pre-New York session. I took this trade here, took buys because price came back into this area, and I saw this high and then a higher low. And so I took a buy, basically to follow another higher high. And I instantly put my stop loss at break even because I felt like it was the end of the week. Anything could happen. And, if I was going to trade one more time on the Friday, I might as well just make sure there was zero risk. And so the moment it pushed up, I put my stop loss at break even and it pulled back. And I'm totally fine with that because I was busy, on Friday, super, super busy with just things in my personal life, just running around and doing stuff. And then the fact that price had, yes, it pushed up, but then look how it just plummeted. I was looking at the charts here and there after. I had no desire to re-enter, but I just wanted to kind of see what would happen. It did not reach my take profit, but it literally missed it by a few pips and then it plummeted. Imagine my risk was not managed here. I just would have, I would have been crying. So yeah, that is crazy what GJ did. I'm assuming this was some sort of news, but I didn't really look into it. All I saw was a huge drop on a Friday at 1:30 p.m. and that was the end of it. So that being said, it is what it is. It was an up and down roller coaster type of week and it ended in me being down, but it's all good because, I tracked my trades, I reviewed them, I see where I went wrong, and I can only hope and do better for next week. So that being said, we're gonna just do a market outlook here really quick. Might as well go to the weekly. Monthly is probably, rejecting still. Yeah, we already knew that monthly was rejecting, so let's go to the weekly here. So as you can see, the weekly definitely did get to this area here, the same zone that it had been rejecting since October of 2021, and probably before that, but it did not sustain this level. It did push up above a bit further, but it basically just completely rejected that supply zone and pushed down, but it did close bullish, so that is interesting to see. When we zoom out, let me just zoom out here. We are in an uptrend. Obviously, right here, we can see that just in the past few weeks, but we are also in an uptrend just in general. So yeah, let's go down to the daily. So the daily, the Friday candle did close bearish, just obviously because of that huge push, but it did have a pullback right at the end. It did not close below the low of the Thursday candle. So that's something to keep in mind, because for me, if it did, then that would indicate that bears had a bit more strength. But because there was this huge long wick, price did try to push down. The bears did try to sustain price down here, but then the bulls came back right at the end and still had momentum even at the end of the week to push price back up. So I want to see if at this point, if we're just, creating that higher low, higher high structure. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because this would have been the beginning of the week. This would have been the beginning of the week, and we have been going up. As you can see, we did not push down at all. So my bias, I feel like, would definitely still be bullish for the time being, but I do definitely take this into consideration, the fact that we're rejecting a very strong higher time frame resistance level. 4 hour looking crazy, obviously, with that impulsive push to the downside here. And we're kind of just like at this level right now. I want to see what happens, as the market sets up during, Sunday night, Monday. I really want to see what happens if we start to just kind of pull away from this area again and kind of replicate what happened here, where we're just pushing back up, or if we are indeed going to maybe push up a little bit. Because usually when there's like a wick, it usually pushes in that continued direction, usually when it comes to candlesticks. And usually I notice it with the higher time frames, it'll push up in that direction for a bit and then like reject and push down. So we'll see if that happens, if this wick gets filled. That will be interesting to see, but pretty much for me, I would have to see some sort of close below this area here to look for sells. But if we stay hovering above this area, then I feel like buys are definitely plausible. Let's go to the H1. Okay, I think the H1 for me is a little bit clearer. Why do I always do this? I think the H1 is probably the clearest time frame for me. I think that was the case last week as well, where the H1 was the clearer time frame. So we did break structure though. We did break this structure here on the left side. We can see that price broke this higher low and came down. And it did technically break this area. We can see on the 1 hour that the candlesticks did start to close below, but then that could just easily be a fake out. So we can see, or it could be a pullback, break a structure and then a pullback to push further down. GJ could definitely do that. I would have to see more confirmations of that. Again, I would have to see price closing below this area and then just kind of looking like it has intention to push down, really. Let's go to the 30-minute. Let's see if that's not really that clear right now. Let me go with 15. Yeah, 15 is not looking too clear either. 15-minute here. We see that rejection. That could be a confluence for a sell, or we can easily break this level. Yeah, I just want to see if price starts kind of creating structure here on the to the upside, then I will definitely be looking for kind of like a pullback and then to get in for a buy. I want to see if price is still curious enough to come and retest this level, or if it just has had enough and it just wants to go down. At this point, it just wants to push down. We really don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna definitely go with the flow this week, be fluid with the market and overall react to what price is doing, and see what happens. Obviously, the main goal is to manage my risk properly and make sure that that is covered first and foremost. My camera is about to die, but yeah, honestly guys, I know what I have to do moving forward into the next week, so it's just a matter of doing it and just making sure I hold myself accountable. So yeah, thanks for watching. I definitely want to be authentic and vulnerable with you guys, so that's why I share both my wins and losses and just what it's like to be a trader, an aspiring trader, just trying to be great. So I don't know what else to say, but honestly, if you relate to this, or if you have been there, done that, let me know, comment down below. How did your week go? I would love to know, if it was good, if it was bad. Let's talk about it. Let's talk to each other and uplift each other. I feel like that is definitely not done enough when it comes to this community, because at the end of the day, you are in a community if you are a trader, because there's a bunch of people who are traders. So I don't know, just positive vibes, just keep it all positive. That is just my one request. And of course, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, if you just enjoy me reviewing my trades and then doing a market outlook. And last but not least, do not forget to subscribe so you know when I post another video. And in the meantime, feel free to check out any of my other videos on this channel and my other channel, Candace B TV, where I vlog. By the way, guys, follow me on TikTok, Candace B. You already know I'm a TikToker now. I don't even know if that's the actual saying or the word or the term, but yeah, I'm on TikTok, so follow me there. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are mentally, physically, and spiritually well. Keep moving forward. Whatever setbacks you may have, you can overcome them. You are worthy of success and health and happiness. And I hope you have a flourishing and phenomenal day, week, and life. Bye.